Hey everyone, welcome back to Happy Life, Better Life. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I'm going to be posting a lot more this year. So I want to thank you to all of you who have joined and to those of you who have been following the page, especially during my time of absence. But I have some things, great things planned. So I need to put out a question to you guys today. You probably don't know this about me, but I used to actually do women's retreats. And I would normally do women's retreats from Friday to Sunday. It would normally be like a 3 day thing for the weekend. Well, really, I let everybody go by 12 on Sunday. And normally we start at probably about 5 or 6 on Friday because I wanted to give people time to get there and get settled and relax a bit and then, come together. So I would like to start doing that again, but I will be doing it very differently from what I did before. Because before, when I would do a retreat, it could be as many as like 40 people or so. I didn't like them really large because I'm a person who really likes to be, kind of hands on with people. And so I want to do this, but in a much smaller way because of um, just wanting to be effective and really wanting to be intentional and um, just encouraging and respectful of where people are in their journey. So I really want to start doing retreats with like 10, maybe to 15 people, but no more than that. And that's something that's been on my heart for a while. So I decided that this is the year to do that. And I wanted to incorporate that with what I'm doing with Happy Life, Better Life. So if you could please do me the courtesy and the favor of in the comments putting what you think about that and also where you're located, where you are located, um, your city and um, your state or because honestly some people I've looked at comments and there have been people in other countries, and so I kind of just want to know where you are and get an idea is that something you would be interested in, and then I can try to figure out how I could navigate and plan these things because I feel like sometimes it's good to be able to connect and actually be in the same room with people that you share, common things with, and to be encouraged and all of that. And believe me, when it comes to me in retreats, I'm definitely intensive. In the past, there's been, I don't know, you go through a whole myriad of emotions. There is laughter, there is joy, there are tears, there's bonding, there's all of these things going on. And so, in my mind, as I read some of your comments and stuff like that, in my mind, I just think I would love for these ladies to be able to experience that. So, if you have any interest in that, please put it in the comments. The other thing I was thinking about trying to do, I want to actually, I've been thinking about doing like some live chats, doing like a Zoom type of thing where we can come together and like really connect. And I would love to have people be able to ask questions. And for me and um, some other women that I know who have kind of been where many of us are going, I would love to be able to just share in a atmosphere like that. And so I wanted to be more accessible going into 2024. So please let me know your thoughts about that. And if you would love to be a part of something like that, and depending on the feedback and stuff that I get, I will try to make that happen. And honestly, I think if it's really, really on my heart, I mean, just try to make it happen anyway. And whoever is part of it will just be part of it. But that's something that I really want to do. And I'm just excited about that. I'm excited about that. So, the last thing that I want to say is that I have created an online store. What's on Etsy, and it is called Happy Life, Better Life. And I love it. I have so many designs that I created myself, using some of my background in marketing and things like that. So there's t-shirts, there's mugs, there's journals, because we're going to really get into journaling and talking about journaling and the benefit of journaling. Listen, if you're going through this journey and you are starting over, journaling is extremely powerful, because believe me, you will look at where you are right now, and before you know it, you'll get up the road and you'll be looking back. And it's good to see what you were going through, what you were thinking, how, and then to see how far you've come. I did an exercise with women one time. And okay, so first of all, let me say, I used to do my retreats up in the mountains. um, Very like rustic. There was a beautiful lake there, and there were streams that went throughout the property. So almost like no matter where you were, what cabin you were in, you could hear the water, the streams going through, and it was so peaceful. It was just so peaceful for sleeping and stuff. And when we would have our fireside chats, like we have a literal fire going, and we'd, all be in the area together, and it was just such a powerful time. But I did this one exercise where um, I paired people together, and I tried to put everybody with somebody they didn't know. And because I wanted us to kind of begin the process of, bonding a little bit, getting to know each other, letting our guards down. And so basically, one, I had women who were part of my team who were working with me, and we would blindfold one of one of the women who were paired together. And so basically, we were going outside into like the woods, but there was a path. There was a path, and the other person who was partnering with them was not blindfolded, but they had to figure out how to lead their partner, the one who was blindfolded, and the one who was blindfolded had to trust the person who was leading them. And we would have different like checkpoints. We had people along the way who'd be cheering them on, and then once they got to a certain point, they would trade places. The one who was blindfolded would then become the leader, and then the person who was the leader now had to be blindfolded and led by the other person. And so it was leading them to a path to a house where we were all meeting together. And it got to the point that when women who had already gone, because it was like, we'll say that it might have been 20 different pairs, and so we would let one pair get to a certain point, and then we let the next person go, or I mean the next pair go, and then the next pair, and so on and so forth. So it got to the point where when people started getting to the porch of the house where we were all going to be meeting, where everybody was going, they would just start cheering and, clapping for them. And then some people would get to the end and they would take off their blindfold and just see how far they had come. And they would just be like, I don't know, some people were crying, some people were happy and elated. Everybody was really excited, and there was such a camaraderie that was built through that. And then when we went inside, we talked about that experience, and we talked about things that were really powerful, which was number one, not every person wanted to be led the same way. Some people wanted you to hold their hand. Some people didn't want you to touch them at all. They just wanted you to talk to them. Some people wanted you to walk in front of them and they would put their hands on the other person's shoulders and they would follow them that way while they were telling them to step up or step down. It was like, people wanted to be led a different way. So you had to accommodate them the way they wanted to be led. And then also, we learned that for many of us, to just kind of put a little spiritual connotation on here, but not everybody's spiritual, and I get that. And we were talking about sometimes in life how God can be leading us different ways. Sometimes it might feel like He's beside us, sometimes it might feel like, He's nowhere around us, but maybe we might hear His voice giving us direction. Sometimes it would feel like He was literally walking side by side or leading in front of us, guiding us, and all these different things. And it was just amazing the things that people were able to pull out of that for themselves. And so I do know the impact and just the benefits of being able to connect with each other as we're going through this place. And the thing was, back then I wasn't even, I was married at the time, and I was just doing these retreats to just build up women because that's just something I've always been passionate about. But in this day and time and all the things that have been going on, I feel like we need this. We need this even more. It was years ago when I would do those retreats, and I did them for like 7 years straight. And it's probably been over 11 years since I've done one. But in thinking about you ladies and this page is just something I want to get back to. So just let me know. Let me know. Let me know if you have any interest in it. Let me know if it's something that you would like to do. And like I said, I will start looking into seeing how we can make this happen. But in the meantime, I want you to be encouraged. And I can't remember if I said it or not about the page. I'm going to put the link in the description. And also for the month of January, I'm giving you guys 15% off of your purchase. So I'm going to also put the code for that in the description. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining me, for being here. And I will look forward to, us connecting. Have a great day and live a happy life and a better life. Bye bye.